Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's Trade Ideas and Signal. We'll be starting where we left off, and always remember our disclaimer, which is for you to trade with the money you can afford to lose. It is called a trade idea and signal for a reason. So don't try to overtrade on your account. So based on what we've been experiencing from Monday, Tuesday, and we're going to kind of update ourselves today on what we can easily capitalize on. Waking up in the middle of the night, I noticed that we are having a very impulsive movement in Asian session this morning. So it was a very massive one, and I was actually expecting some kind of retracement. So I did some analysis in the midnight, and I come up with these two sides of the market. So we're going to do that together now, and we're going to kind of see what we can capitalize on. So from what we have here, we've been trying to kind of buy from this angle. Since last week, I've been talking about this internal structure, and I'm expecting some kind of reaction and buy from this particular level here. So we did have that, and on Monday we come in to kind of the market give us a perfect entry for the something, and it was moving in that direction. And I was expecting that from this particular level here, based on what we have on minor structure and on lower time frame, that we're going to use this particular leg, to buy in the market. But eventually, as we see it on Monday, our level got invalidated, retraced back into our initial buying point, which was our point of interest. So then yesterday we did some analysis again, and we're expecting for it to buy from this particular order block that we have here. And markets did give us some reactions, and event later comes into the something. But as we have it yesterday, the markets invalidate our position and take us out of the market from this one. But noting that we still have this, we are still in this particular trade that we have here, and it's giving us um some kind of movement. So in the night, I was kind of trying to understand why this level got invalidated, and this level also got invalidated. But from my own from observation I made, I discovered that it was due to the imbalance that we have here, and there is particular something that needs to be mitigated on lower time frame here. And I later saw this little block, this other block that we have here, that did not get mitigated. So which eventually give us, you see, as you can see, and yesterday was the time, yesterday evening was the time that the other block got mitigated. It was a 15 minutes other block. And my attention wasn't even on it at all, because I believe since we've mitigate our internal structure, our daily internal structure, we're expecting some kind of movement into the high from there. But not knowing that we still have unmitigated block here. Had I see this one since Monday, we would have been able to patiently wait. But I wasn't even expecting this loss. This particular structure to be invalidated. But picking from our belief of the market that okay, markets will generate liquidity on lower time frame, and read it. It only does two things: mitigate our non-mitigated area, and also take liquidity. To take liquidity, external liquidity on higher time frame, and lower internal liquidity before moving. So this was the internal liquidity that was generated and mitigated, taken before we have this movement upward. And if you are the type that use trend line to trade, as you can see, we have this trend line being broken, because personally, I know that this is a trend line liquidity, and we're expecting all these highs to be raided into our TP. So from what we have here now, if we are going to capitalize on the markets and move forward from the level that we stopped. Personally, this trade from internal structure on daily is still moving in our direction, and we are in massive profits for that one. And from what we have here now, we are kind of expecting that we're going to still move forward. So looking closely to what we have here and shifting our attention from what we've been experiencing from this level to this level, then we can kind of see that we have this unmitigated, but it's kind of mitigated. It is even mitigated. So now I kind of observed 4 hour and I saw this mitigation block that we have here. Because if we kind of do the analysis on, let's remove this particular level here. Let's remove all these ones out of the market so that we can have a clear picture of what we are discussing. So money has been transferred from this leg to this particular leg because we've gotten a break of structure. And the internal liquidity that was taken was this particular leg here, which is a turtle soup. We have this turtle soup in the market, and what are we expecting? We are expecting flip in the market, and this happened to give us the flip that we are anticipating, which is a major flip. And having this major flip here automatically turns to our mitigation block, where we'll be expecting markets to kind of give us some reaction. But from what we have here, we have fair value gap above the mitigation block, and as we can see, the fair value gap has been mitigated, and we are moving up. But personally, I'm still expecting this mitigation block to be mitigated before we leave. And we still have almost 3 hours before this candle close, and anything can happen within the market. So that's for our fair value gap. And here happens to be our mitigation block, which is no, is our breaker block rather. This happens to be our breaker block because this is the block that sponsor the turtle soup that we have here. So it becomes our breaker block, and we'll be expecting that breaker block to be what we send the price even higher in the market. So we'll be anticipating this level to be mitigated before we have, and mind you, everything, almost everything aligned perfectly here. And we still have this internal structure within the breaker block, which is we have that internal structure, we have this fair value gap. Yeah, so if peradventure we didn't have this leg coming down to this breaker block, then we know that it is the fair value gap above that got mitigated and sent price higher. So what me personally is waiting for is this particular leg, this breaker block is what I am capitalizing on because I'm already in the I've already set my trade during the night. I'm just trying to kind of give you guys this trade here now. So what we'll be doing is this breaker block is more than 70 pips. So I personally divide it, going to lower time frame to find some level that we can kind of take trace from. So I see this internal structure, this 1 hour internal structure, and is yet to even be mitigated. So this one is 4 hour internal structure. This one is 4 hour internal structure. And we have this 1 hour internal structure again. So it's going to be 4 hour internal structure that we have there. So we have this, no, this one is 1 hour. So this one is 1 hour internal structure. So we have this 1 hour internal structure, which we are expecting. We have this low here, which has been, this other block has been fully mitigated. So I'm not expecting price to come into this low again. But we have this 1 hour internal structure, which is there to be mitigated. But this liquidity, fair value gap that we have here is what is currently sending price up. But if we are to go into the opposite direction of our trades and we look at what we have here, we have this block here. This is also a breaker block, which we'll be expecting to kind of send price lower. But because we are moving in an upward direction and the volume in the market is so high, so we'll be anticipating that, okay, we might be expecting, let's go on 15 minutes to see if we can see something to capitalize on. Okay, so we have this level here, which can kind of send price low in the market. We have that level, the PDA level, and we can be anticipating that it's going to send price lower. So we can be anticipating that it's going to send price lower into this our internal structure that we have here, either 4 hour internal structure or 1 hour internal structure. But as we can see, this 4 hour internal structure has been fully mitigated. So personally, I'm going to kind of create another risk in the market. I'm kind of okay, okay. Um, it's not going, I'm going to double it up. I'll risk it, no problem about that. So it's a 14 pips trade. I'm going to make it 15 so that we can kind of see what. So this year it will give us 450 pips. That's 45 pips. No, 600. So 60 pips return. What am I doing? 750 rather. Is it 750? Yes. 750 will give us a perfect 1 to 5 in the market, and we are anticipating some news today. So anything can happen. So I'll be adding this to my position, but I already have some trades in the market, which is this particular long level to, in case we have this level gets invalidated, and we have this breaker block. I'm taking the old breaker block, but I'm dividing it into two so that at least we can have this particular level here being taken and our internal structure lies perfectly within it. And the second part of the breaker block is covering this one. So the first trade is giving us around 32 pips stop loss, and this one 50 pips stop loss. So that will be my trade for today, but I'm adding this 15 pips stop loss based on the 1 hour internal structure trade. So it's going to be a risky trade, but I'm going to kind of capitalize on it and try to see if we're going to have any movement from the level. So that'll be all. Thank you very much. Have a profitable day.